people may think of me as anti-Christian. I'm not really anti-Christian as much as if I have to choose between Paul and Moses, I'm going with Moses. That's all.
So I think there's a thought in Christianity that no one can keep the law. I know there's some scriptures. I don't know if I can find one that explicitly says that nobody can keep the law, but that is definitely, you don't need to keep the law. It's very difficult to keep the law. No one is justified by the law. I know there's a lot
This
of
is
that.
all Paul. This is
Right.
Romans 3, Romans 6, Romans everything.
Yeah, there's some Galatians in there. There's all sorts of stuff in there.
All right.
So let's talk about in Tanakh. Where does it say that the Torah is not too difficult to keep? And are there any verses that say that the one who does keep the law or the Torah is aligned with God's will?
It's like God was knowing that Christianity one day would come. There's a whole chapter devoted to this topic. He knew one day there would be this annoying person named Paul who would write these screeds. So there's a whole chapter saying Paul's a liar. Deuteronomy chapter 30. Listen to the voice of God. You can start in verse 10, 11, 12. The commandments I'm giving you are not too far. They're not too difficult. Not in heaven. They should say, who's going to go up to heaven to bring it to us that we can keep it? It's not over the sea. The word is near to you, verse 14, that you can keep it. And believe it or not, Paul misquotes this text in Romans chapter 10, verse 6 through 8. It's mind-blowing. But he misquotes it completely because the verse 14 ends that you can do it. It says, the word is near to you, in your mouth, in your heart, la'asoisoi, that you can do it. If you go to Romans 10, verse 8, you'll see Paul erases that word, takes it out. And when it says who'll go over into heaven, he says Christ. Who'll go over the sea, Christ, to bring Christ to us. It's like if you would read Deuteronomy 30, and then, I'm talking to the Christians, and then you'll read Romans chapter 10, verse 6 through 8, you'll immediately call your credit card company to shut your credit cards down so that your church won't be able to charge you anymore. You'll run out of the church. He totally changed what it says. So the text says that. And then verse 15, remember, I give to you life, es hachayim ves hatoiv, life and good, ves hamovis ves haro, and death and evil. And the text then explains what is it. It's loving Hashem, keeping His Torah. And the Torah ultimately says, choose life. I put them both before you. Uvacharta v'chayim, choose life that you can live. It's mind-blowing. So the Torah says you can do it. This is what constitutes good. This is what constitutes evil. Choose life that you can live. And the text says you can do it. And so now you understand, people may think of me as anti-Christian. I'm not really anti-Christian as much as if I have to choose between Paul and Moses, I'm going with Moses. That's all. Not a personal thing. It's just, if this is not even a choice. I'm obviously going to follow the Torah rather than the book of Hebrews. I don't even know who wrote the book, let alone that it's a holy book. It's an anonymously written, it's called an epistle. It's not really an epistle, it's a screed. It's an argument against Judaism. So that's all. It openly says that you can do it.